Hey everybody, Daryl with May West here again. Today with our brand new Quick Disconnect 2 stock stomper. We're going to be going over installation on a corn head, and stay tuned. Ben's going to show us how it's done.
As Daryl stated, we're going to be working with the 612 John Deere corn head, but as always, before installation, make sure all the proper safety steps are taken in regards to having your head locked to the feeder house and also having your cylinder stopped down to ensure that the head does not come down while you're working on it. So we're going to start by installing the header brackets. So you go ahead and open up your box, and the instructions are packaged in the box. So you can go ahead and take those out, and that has your parts listing, your how-tos, pretty much everything we're going to be going over today. Today we're just going to be putting 4 rows on the outside of the corn head to give you an idea of how they mount to the 600 series John Deere. So what that'll entail is 1 header bracket and an end support kit towards the outside of the head, and then 4 rows of stock stompers. So we'll start by opening up the hardware for the header bracket and installing the header bracket in location. So first step is to position the header bracket on the back side of the 6x6 main beam, which on a 2012 or newer head, this main beam is going to be a 6x6, and on anything older than that, this will be a 5x5, but our bracket accommodates either or. So this bracket pretty much covers the entire 600 series no matter what year. And use the straps will go on the back side, and we'll actually sandwich the header bracket to the main beam. So what we ask you to do is use a flat washer on the slotted hole to ensure that bolt head has a good seat to reach to fasten it in place. I've got the header bracket in place, so I'm just going to go ahead and tighten everything up so that we can move on to the next step. All right, for the outside support, the main beam ends back here, so from the header bracket out to the outside of the head to cover the outside rows, we provide an end support kit to support the outside rows of the toolbar, which is a bolt-on application. So we'll just use the existing hole pattern and bolt the end support kit up to the outside of the frame. So the end support kit has to be drilled, and the support bracket has to be positioned based on the height that the toolbar will be running at. There's 2 positions that our toolbar can be running at. So we leave this undrilled until it's determined per the setup where the toolbar needs to sit. So in order to do that, we'll have to go back to the header bracket, and we're going to put the vertical bracket in. We're actually going to install the toolbar and then run the toolbar out to the end to help us determine where we're going to need to position this end support bracket on the outer plate. So we're going to put the vertical bracket in the header bracket, and like I said, there's 2 positions that this can be installed, and that's to accommodate multiple operating heights, and it's a 2-inch variance. If you go all the way to the lower hole pattern, which I probably should show you, there's a multiple hole pattern here in the bracket, and that can accommodate a 2-inch difference in operating height. So after you get the vertical bracket in place, you'll grab your hardware out of the prepackaged bag. We'll just put these in place, and then we'll slide the toolbar in. We'll slide the toolbar into position, and then determine our height based off of where the vertical bracket's going to sit. What we'll want to do is determine the position of your toolbar, set the support bracket on top, then we'll go ahead and mark where we need to drill, and then we'll go ahead and take the toolbar back down and drill both this outer plate, and we'll also have to drill through the toolbar to allow us to pin the toolbar to this outer bracket. All right, so once you got your holes, hole locations marked and drilled, then you just go ahead and install the end support bracket so that we can mount our toolbar to the outside of the frame. So we've got our end support bracket mounted in place. Now, to maintain part of the quick release of allowing the toolbar to come off without any tools, we drilled our toolbar to allow it to be pinned in place for support, but then if we need to take this toolbar off, we can unpin it and drop it out. So once we have the end support bracket installed and the toolbar supported on the end, we can go ahead and tighten the U-bolts on the vertical. Now that we've got our toolbar installed, we're going to go ahead and we're going to mount the toolbar mount brackets and get those in position. So we'll just slide the U-bolts over. And get that hardware installed. So now we've got all of our toolbar mount brackets mounted to the toolbar loosely. What we'll do is you line them up with row center. And we will go ahead and tighten them. As you may have noticed if you're familiar with Maywest product before, we have a new Quick Disconnect 2 design which we're happy to come out with this year. And some of the features of that Quick Disconnect design, as we've discussed in previous videos on how to assemble the shoe, it has the adjustable height spring, chain sleeve, and one of the newest and probably the features that we're most excited about is a self-contained spring pin which will lock the assembly in place. No tools, no loose components. You just lift, pull, and engage, and the assembly is locked into place. Now, to dismount, you pretty much do the opposite. You pull the ring to disengage the pin, push it forward out of the slots, and there you go. Another feature that we're excited about that we added this year is our transport position. As you can see, these are all in operating position, but just for the additional clearance while going down the road or clearance needed for header trailers, we can just simply flip and lock into place.